Hey guys, it is May the 28th, 2024, and I hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Today I want to talk about what I do in order to, maintain my liver health, just to maintain my health in general. Just some of the things that I've done, and I've made a video about this in the past before, but like I've said here recently, we have so many new subscribers to the channel that I figure I would just talk about this again today. And just discuss some of the foods I eat, some of the things I do, just in order to stay healthy and live the most productive life that I can. One of the most important things I think in order to stay healthy, especially if you're having liver problems, is sleep. And I know that can be really hard sometimes. Especially if you're having liver issues, you can lose sleep because of it. It can keep you up at night. Not only just the mental stress of having liver problems, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease or cirrhosis or fibrosis or any of the liver problems. And I've got a whole lot more than just liver problems. I've got pancreatic problems with my spleen. I've got a whole lot of, I've got diabetes, and a bunch of gastritis, just a bunch of stuff like that. But like I said, sleep is one of the most important things, I believe, in order for our bodies to heal, in order to stay healthy. If we're not getting good sleep, we're just not going to feel well. Our energy levels are going to be low. We're not giving our body a chance to rebuild itself. Our bodies do a lot of reconstructive work while we're sleeping. And, in the beginning of my diagnosis, when all this started to happen, I had a really hard time getting to sleep at night. I would stay up all night long. And because most days I laid in the bed. After the second time I'd gotten sick, I laid in the bed all day long, and getting to sleep at night was not an easy task for me to accomplish. So what I started doing in order to get better sleep at night is I started getting up and trying to do stuff during the day. And I've talked about this before, but just something as simple as getting out with a pair of the little tongs and picking up pine cones in my yard. There were a lot of days I just went out and just picked up sticks or pine cones just to get outside and do something. Getting out in the sun, getting vitamin D, just getting out and doing a walk. It just really, really helps to wear us out a little bit, expel some energy. I think it really helps with our energy levels doing exercise. And I'm not saying go out there and lift a bunch of weights or do anything really strenuous, because I can't do those types of things. I do what I can. And, I go for walks. I go for a lot of walks here on my property. I've got a bunch of trails that I made with my tractor that go all through the woods. Or I might go to the park with one of my kids and go for a walk, or like on the weekends, we'll go for a walk as a family, and we'll take our dog with us and go on a walk. But, and just like yesterday, my family and I, we just went to the store and just walked around. My kids wanted to get out of the house, and we just went to the store. Didn't buy anything. We just went walking around. And just getting out. And the reason we did that yesterday is because it was pretty hot outside. And when my kids finally came to us and were like, can we please get out and do something? And we were like, I guess, we could go to the store. We're not going to spend a bunch of money or anything. But we just took our kids out and, just went to the store. It was air conditioned. We just walked around. We went to Academy Sports and just walked around for a while. I walked around, looked at the kayaks and all that kind of stuff. I just really enjoyed looking at that stuff. But that's what we did. And we just walked around the store, walked down each aisle, looked at all the stuff, and we looked at the basketballs, we looked at the soccer balls, we looked at the bicycles, we looked at clothes, just getting out. And necessarily don't have to go to a park. You go to a mall and walk around. I mean, there's lots of things to do, but just getting out and exercising, I think, plays a really big role in getting sleep and wearing ourselves out a little bit so that we can fall asleep at night. And I really think too, something I do is I lay down at a certain time every single day, pretty much. There was a couple weeks there where we were going to soccer games and football games, and we were getting home too late, and it was kind of messing with my sleep schedule. But over this past weekend, I really did catch up on a lot of sleep. I slept a lot this past weekend because I was so tired. Um, and I needed it. I needed to catch up on my sleep. But just getting out, doing a little bit of exercise, going to bed at a decent time every night, and just laying down, turning off the TV, turning off our electronic devices, and trying to lay down and go to sleep. I just think it's very important to do. Like I said, because our bodies need our sleep in order to rebuild ourselves. But anyway, another thing too that I do that I think is really important as well is drinking lots of water. Water is crucial for our bodies. I mean, our bodies are made up of what, like 90% water or something like that. I mean, we are mainly water, and we need water in order to function. And our liver needs water, our kidneys need water. I mean, our whole body just needs water. It makes your skin look better. Just every part of our body works better when we're drinking more water. We're going to the bathroom more, we're urinating more, we're flushing out, those toxins and all that kind of stuff that our body doesn't want in it anymore. And we can go to the bathroom number 2 a lot easier as well when we're hydrated. When we're dehydrated, our body will start to pull that moisture out of our feces. And, next thing you know, you're ended up getting constipated, which is definitely not good at all for anybody, especially if you're having liver problems. This is stuff that our body's trying to get rid of. And as it's sitting there pulling more moisture out, those toxins are getting reabsorbed back into our body as well. And we need to expel them. And, going to the restroom at least once a day is very important. And they say that we're actually supposed to go to the bathroom, a couple times a day. Now, when I was a drinker, I absolutely did. Now, not like that. But, my stomach was always tore up. I always had diarrhea back then. And I don't want to get gross on this or anything like that, but I'm just being honest with you guys and really talking about, things that we need to do in order to stay healthy. So drinking lots of water, getting plenty of sleep, getting exercise in. Another thing too is watching the amount of sodium that we bring in every day. When I spoke with my dietitian and my doctor, 1,000 milligrams of sodium was the max limit every single day. While I was in the middle of cirrhosis, they told me no more than 2 liters of fluid a day. You just don't want to be bringing in all this fluid when you're trying to expel fluid out of your stomach. So if you're in the middle of ascites right now and you haven't spoken to a doctor, now I'm not a doctor or affiliated with any healthcare professionals. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm just telling you my experience here and what I do. But if you were having ascites, they did tell me, 1,000 milligrams of sodium max a day or less, and we still need to get sodium in our body. And no more than 2 liters of fluid a day is what I was told as well. Another thing, that was very important, and this was huge in getting my ascites off when I had ascites, and I've had it multiple times now. I spoke with a dietitian, and he was telling me, you need to consume a lot of protein, and I was telling him I just can't eat right now. I felt so bloated because of the ascites. My stomach was just so distended. Anytime I ate something, it just made me feel horrible. So he told me, he said, hey, if it's going to have to be protein shakes or something like that, drink those. But you need to be consuming a lot of protein. And I started drinking the protein shakes. And I know they're not the greatest thing in the world for you, but, I need to get my protein in. And I still have some problems eating food sometimes. So I have to do what works for me and my body. I'm not saying that you should go and do this. I'm just telling you what has worked for me. But I drink multiple protein shakes every day. And it's helped me tremendously. Ever since I got on the protein shakes and started really getting my protein levels up, The ascites started to come off, and I have not had it. I'm knocking on wood. I haven't had it since. And I really hope I don't get it again for a long time, because like I've said, that is the worst part, in my opinion, in this, is having the ascites. It just totally hinders our life in so many different ways. And it's embarrassing. It's just, it's one of those things I really, really despised having. But the protein, and making sure that we're eating lean protein every day. They say you're supposed to have like a fistful of protein, about 4 ounces of protein with each meal. And I do that lean protein, so, you know, like chicken, fish. We're really not supposed to eat a lot of shellfish. You know, as long as it's cooked properly, I guess it's okay, like shrimp and stuff like that. But like oysters and all that kind of stuff, you are not supposed to be eating those, especially undercooked shellfish. You really need to stay away from that. You can get hepatitis from eating undercooked shellfish, and that is the last thing that you want to get if you're having liver problems. So lean proteins. I take my multivitamin every day. And I've talked about this. I take a diabetes multi-pack. It's made by Nature Made. It's got a whole bunch of different stuff in it. There's one vitamin, I do want to go ahead and stress this as well. There's one vitamin in that Nature Made diabetes vitamin pack that my doctor told me absolutely do not take. And it is a green tea extract that is in that vitamin pack. He told me all the rest of them are good to take, except for that one, do not take it. And from what I understand as well, Kristen, one of the subscribers on here, was talking in the comments about how they're actually saying that some of the energy drinks that are out now, and I think one of them is like Celsius, it's got green tea extract in it, and it's they found out now that it causes liver damage. So really need to be careful with those. You know, probably shouldn't be drinking energy drinks to begin with, but definitely not the ones that have green tea extract in them. Those can cause liver damage. But like I said, I would not recommend drinking those at all. They're not good for you. And if you do, in fact, take that vitamin pack that I'm discussing, it's the diabetes pack by Nature Made, don't take the green tea extract. It's not good for your liver. But from what he told me, everything else in there is completely fine. And I gave him the box. He went over it and looked at it and all that stuff. I double-checked my doctor about everything that I take. I do eat a lot of vegetables, you know, and not all vegetables are created equal, of course. I try to stay away from any starchy vegetables. I do eat some root vegetables. I do eat some carrots. I'll eat like steamed carrots sometimes. Celery. I do eat steamed celery or sauteed celery. I love celery. I eat celery raw. I eat a lot of celery, as a matter of fact. I probably eat celery about once a day. Sometimes I will take celery and put peanut butter on it, and that'll be a snack for me to have, or a meal. I don't eat a lot of food. I get full really quick. I've had so many problems with my pancreas, and my diet's been so restricted for so long that, you know, a very small meal gets me full really quick. And I eat more small meals throughout the day rather than like 3 big meals. I'll eat probably, you know, maybe 6 times a day, but it's very small each time that I do eat. And it just works better for me that way, to eat very small and spread it out throughout the day rather than, you know, 3 huge meals or 3 larger meals throughout the day. My body just does not agree well with eating in that manner. But, you know, like in the mornings, we have, you know, we have chickens here that, you know, we get fresh eggs every day. So I'll eat eggs in the morning. Now, I don't cook with any seed oils or anything like that. That's another thing. Stay away from any of the seed oils. Those things are terrible for you. And they're actually saying now that the seed oils cause a lot of liver problems, a lot of liver damage. They're just horrible for you. So stay away from any of the vegetable oils, seed oils, any of that stuff. From what I understand, like avocado oil, olive oil is actually really good for you. And I cook with olive oil. You don't want to cook really high heat with olive oil because the smoke point on olive oil is not that high. I think it's like 350 degrees. So as long as you cook low and slow with olive oil, you're pretty good. But, you know, olive oil too, really good eating raw, especially tossed in like a salad, or maybe, you know, steam a little bit of broccoli, and then toss a little bit of olive oil, drizzle some olive oil on top of it, which I do a lot of that. But I do eat some butter as well, but I use real butter, unsalted. I don't use much, but I will cook with that from time to time as well. But mainly just olive oil. I use a lot of vinegars and stuff like that, especially if I'm going to have a salad that day or something like that. I'll just use like balsamic vinegar or apple cider vinegar and just some olive oil as a dressing. Sometimes I'll whip up a quick dressing from scratch. I'll just use my blender and just toss in some fresh herbs, a little bit of apple cider. I love apple cider vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar every single day in my protein shake. And I use the the unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. But I'll just throw a couple herbs in, fresh herbs, some apple cider vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, and just blend it, and just drizzle that over top of my salad or toss my salad in it. But I do eat a lot of broccoli. I steam broccoli just about every single day. Steamed cauliflower. That's usually my vegetable that I'll have with my dinner. I'll make a lean protein. Let's say I'll do like a roasted chicken breast or a chicken thigh or something like that with the skin removed, and then I'll have like steamed broccoli or steamed cauliflower. And I do my steamed vegetables is very simple. I just take a microwave safe bowl, like a ceramic bowl. I'll put my broccoli in there, season it with maybe a little bit of lemon pepper or something like that, and then I put just a little bit of water in the bottom of the bowl, and then I'll cover the bowl and then put it in the microwave, and then microwave for about 4 minutes and let it sit. And that's the simplest way to steam things that I've found. Is pretty much hassle-free, not a lot of cleanup or anything like that. And once it's done, it's done. You just let it sit in there for a couple minutes, pull it out. It's nice and steamed. It's perfect, easy to eat, and those are some of the vegetables I really enjoy eating. Spinach, I enjoy eating spinach as well. I usually eat that raw. But I'll eat cabbage, Brussels sprouts, and Brussels sprouts. I'll just take those and toss them in a little bit of olive oil, and I put those in the air fryer. Super simple. And then maybe I'll take like a balsamic reduction and kind of drizzle that over top of them. Maybe a little salt and pepper. But I do eat a good bit of vegetables. Not a whole lot. I was for a while putting them into my protein shake, but I just do not like that. I really don't like it at all. I was putting like kale in my protein shake, and it just leaves like a really gritty taste, and it's just, I don't care for it. I'd rather just eat the vegetable by itself opposed to putting it in a protein shake. I just don't like it at all. I've never enjoyed eating that. But like I said, I eat a good bit of vegetables, lean protein, drink lots of water. I do drink a lot of black coffee. And sometimes I'll put a little bit of half and half in there every once in a while. But I do drink a lot of coffee. And I need coffee for a lot of reasons. Coffee's really good for your liver. There are a ton of studies out there on the internet that you can look at as far as liver health and black coffee, and how it helps the inflammation in our liver and all kinds of stuff. But look that up on the internet if you're interested. But I need my coffee just to get going most days. I mean, I'm being just completely honest with you guys. I do drink a good bit of coffee. I probably have like 4 cups of coffee a day. I usually have like 2 cups in the morning. I'll have another one in the midday, and then I'll have one in the afternoon most times. And then I stop. I don't have any more coffee after that. But I really enjoy my coffee. It is one of one of my last vices that I have. But the one thing is coffee's actually really good for you. I usually don't go over that. And most days, I don't even know if I even drink that much most days. I know I at least have 3 cups of coffee every day. I have 2 cups every morning to start my day off. And then I'll usually have at least a cup of coffee midday just to keep going throughout the day. But every once in a while, if I've had a really long day, I've done a bunch of stuff, I'm just tired, and I've still got to cook dinner and get the dishes done and get today's video done, and there's, I'm trying to get to the comments, and there's a lot of days where I'm like falling asleep, trying, and I'll be just sitting in a chair and I'm starting to fall asleep. I gotta have my coffee just to get going and finish up what I gotta get done. And there's some days where I'll drink coffee and I still fall asleep. Like yesterday afternoon, I had a cup of coffee yesterday afternoon, and this was like, I don't know, I think around like 6:30 yesterday. I was asleep, and I had laid down in the bed. My wife had started taking care of animals, and I told her, I said, it is really hot outside. I'd gone outside to start watering my plants, and I started feeling kind of bad. I just think I just got overheated, and I told my wife, I said, I can't do it right now. I would just want to lay down. So I turned the fan on, lay down underneath the fan, and next thing you know, I was asleep. I woke up at like 9 o'clock last night, and I went back to sleep again. I was just exhausted yesterday, and I had had my coffee, and I still fell asleep. So it doesn't always work, but that's another thing I do too. And they say that coffee is really good for your liver. I do eat some nuts. I'll have some almonds here and there, a small handful of them. Some peanuts here and there every once in a while. I don't eat a whole lot of those. More almonds than anything. And almonds are really good for you, as long as you don't go overboard with them, and don't get the salted or seasoned ones. Those have so much sodium on them. I don't salt any food that I eat at all. All my food is unsalted. I don't, and once I've stopped eating the amount of sodium that I was eating back in the day and really cut back on my sodium consumption, my taste buds totally changed, and I don't like salt at all anymore. It's funny how that works, but I had to do it, and once I started doing it, I'd rather taste the food for what it is now. A little bit of salt's okay, but I just don't go crazy with it. I do eat some fruit, and mainly just berries. I'll have like a handful of blueberries, or raspberries. We have a blackberry bush back here. I'll pick a couple blackberries off of it, here and there when I see them ripen throughout the day. I was just out there the other day with my kids, just picking a couple blackberries off. They're still not quite ripe yet. They're a little bitter, so not very enjoyable right this moment. But once that blackberry bush really comes in and everything's ripe, I will walk out there, especially during the summertime, and grab a couple blackberries and eat those. And like I said, blueberries. I'll have some strawberries, but mainly just berries. I will have some like cantaloupe, honeydew, things like that. Not a heck of a lot. I just don't eat a lot of fruit. I don't want to eat a lot of sugar. Fruit, when you eat it, it does convert. It's sugar. And, we got to watch our sugar consumption, especially if we have liver problems. If we're eating excess sugar, our liver converts that into energy. And, if there's excess sugar, it's going to turn into fat, and that fat's going to get stored in our liver, and we do not want to do that. So watching out with the amount of sugar, not eating candy, drinking soda, all that kind of stuff. Sodas are horrible. If you just look at like a can of, and this is one of those things that when I got diabetes, I really had to start paying attention to. Now I do drink diet soda from here and there, and like right now I'm drinking ginger ale just because I felt a little bit nauseated before I started doing this video today. But I drink the zero sugar one, and I don't drink it all the time, just when I'm not feeling very well. Which I do get nauseous, about once or twice a day. It's just part of having liver disease. But, sugared sodas, it's just high fructose corn syrup. The stuff is horrible for our body. And it's got like 70 carbs in a can of soda. We're not supposed to really have more than like 120 grams of carbs a day. And that's a normal person. And just think about that. One can of soda is like 70 grams of carbs. You've more than half of your amount of carbs you're supposed to have in one day from one can of soda. It's just not worth drinking that stuff. For what? To hydrate yourself. And I get it. Soda's good. I know. Ever since I stopped drinking that stuff. It's so syrupy now. I don't really care for it. But guys, that's pretty much it. I don't want to make this video 30 minutes today, and I'm at 25 minutes. I can touch on a little bit more of this on tomorrow's video. But I just wanted to kind of talk about things that I do to maintain my health. You know, like I said, exercise, sleeping correctly, drinking enough water, black coffee, eating our fruits, our vegetables, and making sure that we're eating organic fruits and vegetables as well. I forgot to mention that. They spray that stuff with pesticides, horrible for your liver. You do not want that stuff in your diet. You know, and make sure that you're washing your fruits and vegetables very well, that you're getting from the store. You never know what might be on it. And if you are buying produce that's not organic, you really need to wash that stuff well. Peel stuff that you know, that can be peeled. Like if you're gonna eat an apple, I'll have apples here and there too. If you're gonna eat an apple, peel that skin off. You just don't know what's on it. You know, and that's one way to kind of avoid getting any of those pesticide residues that might be on the outside of stuff. And even though it says organic, sometimes it might not be. You just never know. You know, companies lie just like anybody else does. And stuff might get mixed up in there. You just don't know. You know, peel your carrots, all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you're getting any of those residues off the outside of them. And, you know, like I said, exercise is really important. Drinking the water, not eating too much salt, making sure they're getting enough protein. Protein is huge with, you know, especially if you're having liver problems, because our liver needs protein to rejuvenate itself. And without bringing in protein, it's going to start taking protein from our muscles for our liver to rebuild itself, and you do not want that to happen. So we need to make sure we're getting enough protein in. I was watching, real quick before I get off of here, but I was watching this doctor this one day, and was talking about cirrhosis, healthy diet, and one of the things he was saying is that, like, if you know, before going to sleep at night, that, you know, drinking like a protein shake before going to bed. Now, of course, you want to brush your teeth after that, but you know, drinking a protein shake right before bed is going to give your liver the protein that it's going to need to rebuild itself while you're sleeping. And I do that every night. I drink a protein shake before bed every single night before I go to bed, and I'm telling you, it's helped me tremendously. My liver numbers are looking so much better now. I mean, the proof's in the pudding, and I'm not saying this is necessarily going to work for you. I'm just telling you this is what worked for me. And you know, if you have any questions, take a look on the internet and see what might work for you as well. But you know, if you feel like trying anything I've talked about, you know, go for it. I'm just saying, I'm not telling you what to do. This isn't advice. I'm just telling you what I've done. And if you want to do what I've done, you know, go for it and see if it works for you or not. But thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to be looking into Reddit and all that kind of stuff over the next couple of days. I'm not sure when I'm going to pull the trigger on what I'm going to do yet. It's looking like Reddit's probably going to be the best place for us to go to. But I'll let you guys know as I do my research and my homework and find out which one I want to do. Free is going to be the best. You know, I don't want to have to pay for a subscription service to do anything. But I really do want to give us an outlet for everybody to come to and communicate with each other. So be on the lookout. I'll be talking about that over the next couple of days. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.